Vineyard said, "Life's most urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" These past 3 summers, I have had the opportunity to volunteer for an organization that has become very special to me. Double H Ranch in Lake Luzerne, New York, is a place for children who have critical and life-threatening illnesses. At camp, they have a chance to get away from a life that centers around their illness and just be kids. Little did I know before I went how much I would end up learning from going to camp. Double H stands for Health and Happiness and was founded by Charles Wood and Paul Newman in 1992. My daughter Stephanie spent 2 full summers volunteering in 2005 and 2006. She has since gone back to volunteer for 1 week each summer since. In 2008, she asked me if I would like to join her. After having listened to her stories for so long, I knew this was something that I wanted to do. As much as I wanted to do this, thinking about it was very scary for me. I had never been away to camp as a child and really didn't know much about the camp experience. Then adding to this was the feeling of responsibility for the children who were sick. I did what I typically do. I dove right in and committed, leaving myself to deal with the rest as it came. By the time we arrived that first summer, I was getting very nervous. Volunteers arrived the day before campers. We went on a tour of the camp and had an afternoon orientation. The camp does an excellent job of helping you feel comfortable and letting you know what is expected of you. At orientation, we spent time getting to know the other volunteers and discussing and role-playing situations that we might encounter during the week. The first night when I was in my room, knowing that the kids would be arriving the next day, I was terrified. I suddenly had no idea why I was there. What could I possibly do to help these kids have a good week? Camp serves boys and girls ages 6 to 16. They are divided up in 10 cabins: deer, bobcat, fox, bear, chipmunk, muskrat, wolf, raccoon, eagle, and beaver. When I was interviewed, I was asked if I had a preference. The only thing I knew was that I didn't want to be in the 4 older cabins of fox, bear, eagle, and beaver because they go camping for a night and rafting. I thought it might be nice to be with the little girls in the deer cabin, but I told them to put me wherever they needed me. For all 3 summers now, I have been staffed in the wolf cabin with boys ages 10 to 12. One of the biggest challenges, besides learning the names of between 8 to 13 boys in one morning, is getting to know them quickly. They arrive on day 1, we have days 2 through 5 together, and they leave on day 6. I have learned I need to jump right in and initiate conversations to get to know them. Most of the campers have been here before. Camp is free for these children. They just have to get there. There are hospitals around the Northeast that sponsor buses to get the kids here. One year I had 6 boys from Philadelphia, and another year I had 5 boys from the Bronx. Many are dropped off by their parents. I always enjoy meeting the parents. Camp is a great respite for them. They have a week off from the demands of caring for a sick child, knowing that their child is having the time of their life. One camper summed up his time at Double H by saying this: "Going to camp after being diagnosed made me realize I wasn't alone. Every morning I was at camp, I had to take a whole lot of pills, which was relatively new to me, but everyone else had to take pills too. That week was really the first normal week I had since being diagnosed." Most of the summer cabin staff are young adults in their 20s. Meeting so many dedicated, energetic young people makes me confident that our world is going to be in good hands for the next generation. You definitely need a lot of energy at camp, which is why we have rest time every day for 2 hours. The activities we participate in include going to the pool, the barn, arts and crafts, discovery zone, high ropes course, team adventure, kickball, basketball, and one of my favorites is Foursquare. Outside the wolf cabin are 4 squares drawn on the ground. A counselor or camper is in each one of the squares, and you bounce a rubber ball back and forth until one person is out. Then the next person rotates in. We spend a lot of time playing this activity, and it warms my heart to watch the boys play together and see how they are considerate of other campers who aren't as physically able. Working with the kids at this camp teaches me a lot about getting along in the world. The kids here are just thankful not to be in hospitals and to be feeling good. They don't fight amongst themselves. They are helpful and caring to each other. They know firsthand what it is like to be an outcast and different. The week ends with a talent show. Any child who wants can get up on stage to do an act. Some of them sing, some do magic, play the piano, or do skits with their friends. My favorite was a camper I had named Michael, who did an imitation of a chainsaw. No matter what they do or how good they are or not, they are greeted by the audience with love. They know that after they are done, there is going to be 100 people cheering for them. I am amazed every year, even when the talent show gets very long. One year it was 3 hours long. These kids sit there patiently. They respect their fellow campers. There is no whining, when is it going to be over? There is no asking if we can leave. They accept their differences with each other and offer their support and encouragement. Here at Double H, they receive the acceptance that is often denied them out in the real world. Camp has shown me how to see a person by looking beyond what might be initially visible. I need to be aware of their illnesses to help keep them safe during all our activities, whether it is sickle cell, AIDS, cancer, autism, Asperger's, cerebral palsy, hemophilia, or any one of the many diseases that complicate their lives. Many of the children are in wheelchairs and need help with personal care. The wheelchair is just something that has to be dealt with as we go from place to place. It doesn't define them. I have learned not to identify them by their illness as this is the child with cancer, and I am able to get to know them. All the children are encouraged to do all of the activities: roller coasters at Great Escape, climbing on the high ropes course and going down the zip line, or riding a horse. Camp doesn't let their diseases or their wheelchairs hold them back. It is not hard to learn to prioritize your life after playing ball with Miguel, a young boy with no legs. On the Double H website it says, "Our purpose is to enrich their lives and provide camp experiences that are memorable, exciting, fun, empowering, physically safe, and medically sound." Albert Einstein, the physicist who discovered the theory of relativity, said, "Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile." For me, I thought I was going there to help sick children have a fun week. Every year I come home having learned more from them about acceptance, tolerance, and having an appreciation for the blessings in my life. Double H fills my heart full of love and hugs to last me until my return next year. Thank you all very much.